Hello everyone, I'm Carthu, and welcome back to the Dojo. Today is a different type of what if. You see, we are going to be discussing a theory that was relatively popular during the era of this arc, the Goku Black arc, and that is the Goten theory for who Goku Black is. And I thought, what better way to discuss this theory and arc in general that was around well before my time on YouTube than by making a what if. So what if Goten was Goku Black? How does that change the events of the arc? Well, I am going to start at episode 47 without really changing it and move on to other future episodes and changing the entire arc basically. So yes, this what if is very fan-fiction-y or whatever you'd like to say, but that is because it is a different take on the narrative that could have split off from the initial episode 47. So let's just get into it with the video intro. So, as I said in the prologue, this arc starts in episode 47. Notably, we are switching between Goten, Goku, Piccolo, and Chi-Chi in the present, and future Trunks, Mai, and Bulma in the future, who are facing a shrouded foe. Goten is disgruntled in this episode by his inability to participate in the contest between Piccolo and Goku. He notably looks angry and annoyed, and in the future, we are getting the big reveal. And yes, I skipped the Whis training bit, it's not really relevant to the what if, so don't worry, it's still there. That the future enemy looks just like Goku. Or does he? You see, Goku Black's design does have the Goku Bardock Goten hairstyle, but look at the outfit. Long, black sleeve undershirt. Something that Goten used to wear under his gi a long time ago, and really made people think that this was Goten. It was one of the key points to that whole theory. Even with this being Goten, we keep his first line to Trunks the exact same. Today is your last day on Earth, Saiyan. And this takes on an entirely new meaning because of who's saying it. You see, Goten's perspective here is one of neglect. While I do think Goku treats Goten fairly well, and that's especially shown pre-Tournament of Power in between the Goku Black arc and the TOP, it's not the same way he treated Gohan, and not even close in my opinion. And I'd actually like to use the manga to illustrate this point even more. In the Buu Saga, there is a famous scene of Goku meeting Goten for the first time. It's heartwarming, tear-jerking, and it's not in the manga. You see, Goten meeting Goku takes all of 2 panels in the manga and is immediately overshadowed by the need to register for the tournament. No loving embrace, no hug to quell the fears that I'm your father and you don't know me, but I'm here now. None of that is available in this scene, and so you just have this weird interaction where Goku just goes, "That's my son, oh I thought he looked like me," and Goten literally says nothing, and Chi-Chi's just trying to console him out. This is a terrible scene for Goku, honestly, and it just makes him look worse in the manga. It's one of Toriyama's little bits of poison that he said he put into the manga when writing the character of Goku. Now, you also have Goten, who has seen how distant Vegeta is with Trunks as well. Outside of Gohan, he sees the Saiyans as a negative on a whole. They are not normal parents, they're not normal people. They have these weird interests that supersede their family and their overall life. And because of that, he starts to grow this mentality that Saiyans are inherently evil and bad creatures, something that doesn't deserve to exist. The mentality festers even more over time until he's around an adult, at the very least, fully grown. Using his potential as a half-breed, he gains massive amounts of strength quickly, and honestly, ever since this idea has started festering in his mind, he has been training for the possible occasion where he'd need to take out his father and Vegeta. However, even with all this training, he still wasn't trained by Whis or anything like that, and this is a future Goku and Vegeta we're talking about. They are even stronger than they were at this point. However, I'd like to remind people though, this is before the Tournament of Power and Broly and things were even an idea, so don't assume the power scaling from that is translated well into this arc, as we know with the Goku Black arc, there's some reason he defeated Jiren somehow, as far as we know, and potentially even Broly, and that doesn't make quite a lot of sense. So under the presumption that this was written at a time where those future power scales were not implemented yet, then you have this Goten who is actually trying to sneak up on Goku and Vegeta. He's trying to take them out from behind when they're not on guard, and he does so by creating a signature technique, a Keyblade. And this begins Goten's Saiyan Massacre. And with all the training he's done, Gohan, Trunks, Pan, Bra, they are nothing before him, and they are all killed for this plan. But Goten knows. There are more timelines. He remembers hearing about this from the past stories of Goku, Vegeta, and the others. And so to truly eradicate all Saiyans, he has to go to those timelines. Again, remember, he does not know about Broly and Paragus and that. The arc's concept itself is Goten going through all the timelines that are available for Universe 7 and slaughtering the Saiyans that are there. You may ask how he's traveling between timelines, and I do have an answer. It is a time ring. You see, in the future, Bulma has created a new form of time travel that is much more convenient than having a whole ship. It is a ring that allows you to go through dimensional tears and travel into different timelines and through time, technically. So yes, I'm not having this be a Kai invention in this story arc. Again, this replaces the Goku Black arc. This is not supplementary. After going through a few fairly desolate timelines where Saiyans have already been eradicated, he eventually gets to future Trunks's. And this is when episode 47 takes place, the slaughtering of the Earth, practically, in order to kill this Saiyan. Now, he doesn't care who he slaughters in the process. This is not his timeline. His goal is to eradicate all Saiyans, and anything that is in his way will be annihilated to achieve that goal. Trunks does manage to escape, even though barely, and he does so in the old time machine, something that Goten has never seen, since Goten wasn't around during the events of the Cell and Android sagas. So overall, this arc has a mystery going on, just like the original. A mystery that is revealed when Trunks comes back to the future with Goku and Vegeta, and calls him Goku Black. And then Goten says, "I've always lived in his shadow. Calling me that will be your last mistake. I am Goten Black." This is when our heroes escape to the past again, because this Goten is from a far distant future. Remember, he's a fully grown adult, so he had to be strong enough to even contend with these Vegetas and Gokus and Gohans and Trunkses from far in the future, who might be way, way stronger than the Goku and Vegeta of nowadays. Trunks himself in this timeline is very strong in his own right, as he's been keeping up with his training extensively. His Super Saiyan 2 form is exceptional by all means, very similar to how it was portrayed in the manga, where Goku even needed God to defeat it, not just Super Saiyan 3 like in the anime. Because of the utter annihilation they faced, and the fact that Goten was actually getting stronger as he fought the three of them, well, the heroes here escape back to the past for the first and last time. Together, the three of them agree that the Goten identity is a secret they must all keep, because they need to protect present Goten. Not only that, they have to actually shape Goten going forward to make sure he does not fall down this dark and narrow path, giving Goten again a more central role in the story, which would be great for the character, something he needs to pull him away from Trunks and make him his own unique identity. After they all leave the time machine, agreeing to keep this a secret, Goku stays in the present to keep an eye on Goten, realizing his neglect is what caused this. Trunks trains with Vegeta in the Room of Spirit and Time, preparing for his last time travel, to save his timeline. And when Trunks comes out, it's a day later in the present timeline, and it has been a year, of course, in the Room of Spirit and Time. Trunks is far stronger, and Vegeta used that year to instill the disciplines that Whis instilled in him towards Trunks. This gave ample time, as Vegeta only needed 6 months of Whis training. Vegeta took the extra year to give to Trunks to make sure Trunks understood the lessons that he learned himself. This was a great benefit to him. Trunks goes back to the future, this time by himself. Vegeta lets him know he has to handle his own problems, and he has to be there to save his own timeline. He cannot keep relying on them. This almost parallels the line that BEERUS says to Goku and Vegeta after the future Trunks Goku Black arc, where he says they have to stop relying on the gods. This is the direct parallel to that line. So the Battle of the Hybrids begins. Goten turns Super Saiyan 2, his pinnacle form that he has achieved, but Trunks surprises him by turning Super Saiyan God. Meanwhile, we get cutaways every now and again to Goku and Goten talking about how he's been feeling lately, and leading to Goku apologizing to his son. While Goten does accept the apology, Goku feels that something is not quite right still, so he asks if anything else is bothering him, and Goten says yes. "Can I cut my hair, please?" It never crossed Goku's mind, but Goten having the same haircut as him just made it look like it was another kid Goku. The Goku that started this journey existing a second time, rather than Goten again being his own identity, separate from Trunks, separate from Goku. He is attached at the hip to other characters rather than being his own, and that is an issue Goten's character has always had to face in my view. And so, Goten now has his End of Z hairstyle in the present timeline. This resolves, in a weird way, all of the issues that they have, and going forward, you'll see a lot more of Goten in this story than you would have in, say, I don't know, Dragon Ball Super's original adaptation and proper. You see, Goku Black, while being my favorite Dragon Ball villain, unironically, completely honestly, is not pushing any characters to do things outside of their realm of comfort, whereas a Goten Black inherently has to do so, and it's a similar thing that having future androids be evil changes present androids to being good. It's that sort of dynamic that we have, whereas in this case actually though, it just completely shifts the character. Now going back to the future timeline, after a long, hard-fought battle, Trunks is victorious and is able to save his timeline on his own. Now that he has understood God Ki, he begins training in those forms and understanding the evolutions of those forms, eventually obtaining Blue and even onwards. He really does become his own savior rather than relying on the past anymore, and I think that's the last time we'll see future Trunks in at least this story, and that is the end of the Goten Black arc. Thanks for watching. Leave your opinions, counterpoints in the comments down below. Hit subscribe and that notification bell if you want to stay up to date on the channel. Check out the Patreon and the t-shirt if you really want to support me. And don't forget to click those 2 videos above to go see some other great content on the channel. See ya!